So I can't say that I listen to a lot of Bruce Springsteen, but I have seen a couple of films about him, and so I was really interested to watch this one. Welcome back, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Katrina. I make bookish content as well as movie reviews here on this channel. All of my movie reviews are spoiler free, and I will leave a playlist of my recent reviews linked up above in case you are looking for something else to watch this weekend. So I did go to watch the new Bruce Springsteen, what is it called? Deliver Me From Nowhere, I think, movie, but it's just like the Springsteen movie with Jeremy Allen White. So I thought it was really interesting. I was excited to see Jeremy Allen White playing this role, having really enjoyed him in The Iron Claw. That was like a travesty that one didn't go into the whole Oscar season thing because would have been awesome. But obviously I also enjoy watching him in The Bear. And I was like, oh, that's a good choice. That's a pretty good choice. But I did feel a little bit like throughout the course of the movie that I was like, it's Jeremy Allen White pretending to be Bruce Springsteen, which I didn't feel that way, for example, when I saw Rami Malek playing Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody, or I'm trying to think of another like biopic where I really bought into the whole person being the person. And I think that kind of like separated me from the film a little bit more. Now, the last Bruce Springsteen film I saw, I believe it wasn't the one about where, he goes to New Jersey to like visit the home of Bruce Springsteen from the UK. I really enjoyed that one. That was fun. But I saw a Bruce Springsteen documentary, and I was lucky enough to see it in Dolby. And it was kind of very like slow pace, just like a little bit of a snapshot into his life. You got to see like some of his recording, and you got to see some of his kind of day to day, like where he is in the area. And I feel like this film was a little bit like that in a sense, because it was definitely very slow paced, and it wasn't specifically that like one big thing happened. So it wasn't a full, here we are from birth to where we are now. We got snapshots of Bruce Springsteen's childhood, which I thought were very interesting. And it was very clear when we were seeing those because, I mean, A, there was a child there, but B, Stephen Graham played his dad. He didn't have an awful lot to say, but I thought he did a really good job. I thought the like hair and makeup that they used on him when Springsteen's dad was older and we saw him in modern day, I thought was fantastic. So I wouldn't be surprised if it got a nomination for that. The sort of like fat suit that he wore, not so much, but the hair and makeup, like you really couldn't tell that it wasn't like an aged Stephen Graham. But the past sections are also done in black and white, which was obviously an interesting choice in terms of the cinematography. But I thought it was really good because it made it really clear that we were then living in like Bruce Springsteen's memories. And so that was really useful to me. And I did think that it was interesting watching his sort of relationship with his mother as much as his relationship with his father, and seeing sort of where some of his music ideas came from based off of that. I think that was definitely interesting to see. And then, it kind of showed him just finishing up a world tour after Born to Run, and, the first time playing Born in the USA. But then it had who I assume was his like agent or producer, who was played by Jeremy Strong. And now Jeremy Strong made an impression on me in The Apprentice. I hadn't watched, is it Severance that he was in? I hadn't watched that, but I just thought he was fantastic in The Apprentice, and he's been in something else recently as well. And I just think he does such a good job. Like you can see, I think he's obviously a bit of a method actor. You can see he's just like so into it, but he had to be quite emotional in this role, and he was just an absolute standout to me. I know he got nominated for Best Supporting Actor in The Apprentice, and again, if this goes up for Oscar nominations, I wouldn't be surprised if he got nominated again for this. And I really hope that we get to see that he finds a project that he can be the lead in, like, because he does such an amazing job of these like powerful roles, and you can see, you know, how much work he's putting into it and how like into it he is. And so it'd be really interesting to see him as the lead and what he could do with the lead. And so I thought that he was really fantastic in it. And then we got like a lot of really interesting shots of like small town New Jersey, which was nice to see. But then this recording studio session, which obviously once you as the audience are taken into a recording studio, it automatically then feels more like closed in and claustrophobic and intense. And most of this film was quite intense. It was quite slow, but at the same time quite intense. Like, you know, we see Bruce Springsteen putting a lot of emotion into himself and into his songwriting and into his music, and sort of setting things up exactly as he wants it to be, and then recording this album and being like so unhappy with it that he wants to completely take it back to like the raw like demos that he was like putting down, just him and a load of musical instruments like in his bedroom in this property that he had. And again, it was intense to watch, but nothing like massively groundbreaking. So it's almost like I still don't really know, having come out of it and sat with it for a little bit, if I liked this film or not. Like, I came out of it going, well, that was something, and there was definitely like powerful moments for me, but I still don't know if I could say, oh yes, I liked it. And we went to see it in iSense, so we got that good like the Dolby sound and you know, the biggest screen and what have you. And so I saw it in its like best possible viewing parameters, especially since I knew that there would be music in it. So I definitely saw it as best I could. It was a fairly empty cinema, but I don't think that took anything away from it. But this one's a hard one for me as to whether you should pay your cinema going money to go and see this one. I feel like obviously there are a lot of big releases coming up in the run up to Christmas, and we're now into that, like, you know, Oscars season as well. Um, so I suppose for me, I think if you're a Bruce Springsteen fan, you'd probably definitely get a lot out of seeing this one in cinemas, but I just don't feel like it's one that you have to go and see in the cinema. I think you could wait and watch it on streaming in your own home. It's reasonably long. It's like basically 2 hours, just shy of 2 hours, I think. So again, if it makes it easier for you to then break it into two parts. But I don't think you massively gain anything from seeing it on the big screen with the big screen sound. And it's not something I don't think I would watch again. So if that helps you make your decision, it might help me make my decision as to whether I actually liked it or not. I'm not sure. But as always, if there is another film that you would like me to go and watch this week and bring my thoughts back to you here next week, then do let me know in comments. I've got a couple of book versus movie videos coming your way very soon, so make sure you've subscribed and hit that notification bell. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will be back with another video very soon. Thanks for watching.